Hey guys, this is Dario from Chile. I'm currently tattooing at Monarch Tattoo Studio from Sydney. And well, first of all, first things first, thanks for the invitation. I'm very grateful. I'll try to reply all your questions today and let's do it. What I do is tattoos. I would say that what inspired me is mostly nature. I would say like looking at natural things for me is the biggest inspiration. It have always been and it always will be. For me, swimming in the ocean, traveling, or just even eating nice food for me is inspiring. So it's basic thing for using it in my art. I've been tattooing 11 years now. I feel pretty old when I say that. Okay, so back home, we're pretty lucky to try a lot of different styles all the time. Our clients are normally asking for different styles, probably not even knowing there are different categories of tattooing. They just like something and they want it, and we're always trying different things. Right now, I feel comfortable doing black and gray, but back in the days, I used to do Japanese as well a lot, and also black and gray. Right now, I would say that I'm focusing just in black and gray because, well, Sydney gave me that opportunity, and I reckon Margaret Robbie, yeah, for sure. I like to try pretty much everything that I got access to. The beginning, I tattooed with coil machines for a while, a very long time actually. I stopped using them maybe 3 years ago. So I've been tattooing with rotary and coil kind of mixed up. At the beginning it was just coil, now it's full rotary. And right now I'm working with FK irons from USA. Well, I'm using the Cyan at the moment, waiting for the flux, trying to get wireless. And ink, just dynamic. It's a chest piece. I would probably still painting graffiti. I was living in Canary Island back in the days in Spain. I was skating pretty hard, pretty much every day, painting sometimes, mostly graffiti. I have tattooed maybe like 2 centimeters close to the clitoris. I tattooed boobies, butts, you name it, so I don't know if that counts. I will say locally in Sydney, Benji. I love his work. I'm lucky enough to have one piece from him. Chris' work is crazy as well. Chris, showstopper. He's awesome tattoo artist. I want to get tattooed by him, but I need to fly to Melbourne for that, so not yet. International, there's so many. Big ass respect for the OGs, you know, the old masters. I would say Guy Atkinson, Aaron Kane. For me, they were always gonna be like huge inspiration. Black and gray and horror style, I would say Paul Booth, Philly Blue in Japanese, Shihei, I would say Jose Lopez for Chicano style. Yeah, so I can keep on and on. International, right now, my personal favorite one is Christian Casas. Hopefully I'm gonna get tattooed by him. And because we're from the same city, we're both from Santiago. And well, I'm lucky enough also to have 3 pieces from him. He's my bro, David Joker. Easy access part of the body are always the easiest for tattooing as well. Forearm, for example, for me is one of my favorite spots for convention. Easy access, it's not too painful, so it's perfect. Hardest, I would say maybe inner thigh or anything is hard to get access to. Inner thigh, what I just say is, well, I just did it not too long ago. It is painful and it's hard to reach, and plus I was very close to my client's you know. So. Palms of your hands are pretty bad. For me, ribs was one of the worst by far. Uh, Armpits, socks, and yeah, well, I would say those are the worst. The easiest is normally forearms, and well, arm in general is a walk in the park. I'm pretty open-minded for that. As soon as the client is happy with it, and yeah, they pay. Yeah, I'm alright with doing pretty much everything, but I will probably avoid assholes and dicks just because I think that they just don't look good. I always say that I don't copy tattoos, first of all. So if you wanna be a client, you need to be flexible in that aspect if you want to get tattooed by me. But in realism, we all use reference all the time. That's basic for realism. So I wouldn't say stealing, or I wouldn't say copying is that bad. But what I try to push to be original is always in trying to do cool compositions, change this, change that, you know. Yeah, so still using reference but trying to do my own thing with them. I like to have reference because always help to understand what the client want, what the client sometimes don't want, or what they dislike. I'm happy to create something as well. That's part of the job as well. But when they have a reference, it's always easier, and always, at least what I do is always try to put it a little bit higher of the expectations and end up better than actually how they imagine it. So yeah, it helps. Yeah, I do heaps of sculptures. I've done a lot of paintings. I love Dali's work. I've done it in made like kind of big projects of Dali's paintings. So yeah, I always use them. I like sculptures for Greek style, for religious stuff. So yeah, I like it. I reckon being flexible as a client is the best option always. When you're too demanding and when you don't give too much options to your artist to create something cool for you, it's always wrong. It's good to you as a client being flexible, have an idea, give that idea to your artist, and then let it be. Give him that freedom for create something nice and cool for you. If you don't like it, it's okay. You can always change it, but have that freedom for me as an artist is always better. And yeah, if you're too demanding, it actually can be rude a little bit. I think they're both pretty good platforms. What I really don't like is the repetition it creates. Pretty much everyone end up getting similar tattoos, and yeah, I think if you're a little bit more creative, trying to get something that no one has, at the end your tattoo is gonna have more value. It's gonna be a little bit more special. It's a very good question. The first thing I will recommend to anybody is always check with a doctor, which is a dermatologist. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. I don't study that. I'm just a tattoo artist. So they will give you exams and they will tell you, okay, your skin is perfectly fine. That's all good. We are very concerned as a studio about that kind of stuff. When you get into the studio, you gotta fill up a form. You need to reply a lot of questions. And if you're all good, you're ready to get tattooed. So yeah, it's important for us to check if you have any possible difficulties or any problem with your health. I normally don't touch up my tattoos. I don't think they need it. I normally check on them every single time I see a client or a friend that I've done tattoos on them. Every single time, like always, I'm always checking my heel pieces. I'm like, hey bro, let me check your tattoo. And I got a pretty good result. Normally have, yeah, I would say 90-95% good, pretty good, solid heal process. In theory, normally winter is the best, but I tattoo the whole year and then summer still got pretty good results. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's a rule. The pain is part of the job, you know. You need to deal with it. You can get angry about it. What I try to do, I always try to be gentle since the beginning to the end, not just with obviously the machine. I'm just trying to be gentle, like not like touching too much or doing more damage than is actually necessary. In terms of breaks, if you take too many breaks, it's not good. It's always gonna be worse and worse. So yeah, if you ask for too many breaks at the end, for me the best is just cut the session and keep going on a different day. I'm not a big fan of judging other artists' work, but well, you just asked. So yeah, if you ask me that, there's a lot of things, too many things actually to name it. Basics is, for example, good healing results. It's always pretty good. But for me, being responsible, well, being clean and stuff like that is as important as the healing product. I will always recommend to tattoo old scars, like 10 years old, 15 and older. If you have a fresh scar, it's not very good canvas for getting a tattoo, you know, like obviously steel damage. So I will suggest you to just wait. But yeah, if it's already here and it's ready to go, I've done it mostly because it's good for as a healing process for the person. Sometimes the person can have like a, you know, something that actually remind them pain, and if you do something beautiful over it, at the end it's a pretty cool connection between artist and client. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good reason to give it a shot. I'm very bad replying messages. That's just me. I don't know about the other artists. Even with my closest friend, with my family. Sorry, mom. Yeah, I'm just bad. So it's not personal. Don't take it personally because it's not like that. Every time I tattoo someone or every time I met someone, they actually mention it, that they send me messages, I also mention that I'm pretty bad replying them. So sorry guys. For me, a flash tattoo is illustration or drawing or painting meant to end up as a tattoo. It's a lot of products, too many to name them. Australian brands, we have Skin Tattoo Cream. It's pretty good, easy to find, and more like universal. I would recommend Bepanthen. It's cheap, it's reliable. I've been using it, always works good. That one specifically doesn't work that good in tropical weather, for example. So it's too hot, if it's too humid, the weather, it's not that good as here, or if it's cold. So just the key of any cream is just to put a thin layer, just put a little bit of it, that's it. Keep it clean. It is true for Japanese, maybe American, old school or traditional American, but these days realism, they look like stickers without even have a lot outline. So I wouldn't say it's a rule. You can have a crispy ass tattoo with no outline. So for me, who owns it is who creates it. Technically, yes. Small letter normally is a very good example for that. If you get something very tiny in the future, then normally the lines get like a little bit all too close and you can't even read what it is. But at the same time, I always do tiny details, pretty much all my tattoos, and they work pretty good, they heal good, and they have good results after years. I've seen old tattoos like that. So you can do it. You can always break the rules, try your own stuff. I would say 20 years old is a good number. I reckon you're mature enough and conscious about your own decisions. On the other hand, I reckon you're never too old to get a tattoo. Well, back home we got more experience to that, you know, Latina, Latin flavor. Solid lines always work better. Dark colors works better as well. I would say high contrast tattoos and a solid amount of black is always gonna work better. That's in theory. On the practice, well, I'm brown, I'm tan, and yeah, I got a full color sleeve, still pretty solid. So yeah, you can get it, and as soon as it's a good artist, good quality product, it should be fine. For me, good tattoos doesn't need to get touched up. I heard it can, but if you really want to get rid of your tattoo, these days you can just get laser on. You can try. Now, if you have a good result, that's a very different thing. Because that would be illegal, first of all. If you want to get, well, put into sleep, you need to do that under medical supervision. Plus, tattoos are not that bad, so pretty much everyone can handle a little bit of pain. That's part of life. I wouldn't say it's normal. Girls, some girls are pretty sensitive, or some of them have pretty sensitive skin, so it could happen. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's normal. Machines, the thing with the sign these days. 20 years ago, it would be impossible to imagine have a result like we have these days. So everything is changing, and everything is changing really fast. So yeah, a lot of things. The best thing to say about that is be respectful, first of all, with your clients, with your colleagues, with this beautiful job, with all the artists. Be respectful in general. That would be a good advice, not just for being a tattoo artist, that would be a good advice for life. Also, study a lot. Don't stop studying. It's not just about being a good drawer or being a good painter. I'm talking about a lifestyle. You never stop. I study when I'm looking social media, when I'm traveling, when I'm listening music, constantly absorbing stuff. So just pay attention to those little things and try to use them on your artwork. For me, solid drawing skills is fundamental. All the rest could be relative. One time someone asked me to get tattooed something that was wrong spell, and he knew it was wrong and he still wanted, so that's pretty weird. The tattoo needs to represent you. I don't really like to choose client's tattoo unless we're gonna follow, for example, the old Japanese style, like old senseis. They used to even go out for drinks with their clients, talk about personal stuff, very deep shit to get into the client's life, and use all that into, for example, a full body, into a full sleeve. Need Baxter. I love when that happened. Some of them, they're still pretty good friends. I would say that's one of the coolest part of this job. At the beginning, it happened all the time. I used to always dream about tattooing, but even, yeah, I used to sleep, I used to eat, I used to breathe tattoos all the time. These days it's not happening that much, but yeah, it still happens sometimes. Have you ever tattooed yourself? No, I haven't, so please stop asking me. I say quality is always over quantity. If you send me 2 photos as reference, 2 photos of the placement you're getting tattooed, and you add a precise and short description, why you want it, why you like about this and that, it's easy to understand. If you send me 100 photos, send me a bunch of stories about why you want and why this and why that, it's just confusing. So read the email first and ask yourself, is this easy to understand, and then send it. Otherwise it's just confusing. I would say traveling around the world is probably one of the coolest and the best. I had heaps of plans for this year. Conventions, traveling, fuck around a lot. But pandemic changed everything. Thanks, COVID. So yeah, well, for lockdown, I focused pretty much on myself. I try to be healthy, try to eat better, sleep better, start working out. I reckon if you get a good state of mind, it will work for this or for any other job. So yeah, this is my 2020. Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is Dario Tattoo Arte, Dario Tattoo Art, T with an E at the end. Follow me, guys, it's for free. And yeah, thanks for this.